How's it going, Sucrates? It's a good boy, Blaine the Australian Shepherd, and today marks the beginning of a new series where I bring furry species you probably haven't heard of to the public eye. For my first installment, I'll be talking about Kellashee, a species made by Toast Weasel on Twitter. They're actually from Australia, and they have an amazing fursuit made by none other than AO himself. Unfortunately, I haven't seen them really active on any social media since 2015, so I'm not sure if they're still involved in the furry community. And yes, Kellashee is used as both the singular and the plural form. Now, we're going to divide this up into 4 different sections. The first one being their appearance, so what do they look like? Essentially, they've got the face of a cat, the wings and body of a fairy dragon, horns on their head, and the tail of a lion. Their primary colors can vary quite a bit. There's no real guidelines as to what most Kellashee are. I see purple, orange, green, blue, red. I mean, if you were to make your own, you can honestly make it whatever color you want. Other things I'll mention about their appearance is that Kellashee typically have antennae for a purely ornamental sense, which basically means they're useless, but they do look cool. Their height ranges anywhere from 4'6" to 5'9", but again, if you wanted to make your own and have your Kellashee be like 6'2", they probably wouldn't mind at all. Lastly, there are 3 genders with this species: male, female, and neuter. Neuter basically just means they don't have any reproductive genitalia. In fact, the creator AO has their Kellashee as neutered. Now, we're going to jump right into the next section: their culture and personality. Now, according to the lore, Kellashee typically live in large family groups, kind of like the official Kellashee tribe that AO may own for affinity. The other people in this tribe include Fostorian, Ethereum, Damascus, Malefor, Kellashee, Theodorus, and King Phoenix. Their home world is completely separate from Earth, in a place called the Viridian Construct. The construct itself is a giant ship, a wandering planet, somewhat like the Death Star from Star Wars, except it wanders across the universe. There are also smaller ships for exploration, and transport and defense as well. On this giant ship, they actually have a variety of biomes for everyone to live in, and they do their best to keep it maintained like their prior home world, which I'd assume was an actual planet, I think. And the tribe I mentioned earlier, they are actually the most famous and respected Kellashee in the land, and are essentially inspirational leaders. Not much is said about their personality, but overall, they tend to be very calm and patient. Some are clumsier than others, and honestly, they're just curious beings looking to have fun in their space expeditions. Now, looking into the history of these creatures, their origin isn't exactly set in stone. The Kellashee tend to view their origins in 2 different ways. Now, there's those who are logical and practical-minded that say, this is the information we have at hand, this is what we can get from it, anything more is lost to the ages. Then there's those who are more spiritual. These Kellashee believe in an origin myth. You can read the whole thing here. I'm going to put the link right around here. But to give you a quick recap, it all started with 2 spirits, Yasau and Essagar. Yasau made a perfect world, and Essagar wanted to bring more chaotic things, like twisting vines and small creatures. Yasau didn't like this, so the 2 spirits fought in a war. This constant fighting caused a new spirit to be born, Arave. Arave looked to bring peace and was actually successful. Arave got Yasau and Essagar to work together to build the world that Kellashee have today. But what we do know about them, they were originally created as a genetically diverse, hardy, and aesthetically beautiful species. But they didn't have the highest intelligence at first, though. It took them over a millennium to develop into what they are now. There used to be an abundance of Kellashee roaming around the construct until a major pandemic hit that dramatically decreased the population. And one other thing that comes to mind, with such a unique backstory and appearance, do Kellashee have any special abilities? They do actually possess a small pool of internal energy to use for acts of magic. With this, they can usually port sideways suddenly out of danger. Besides that, Kellashee are born with one of 3 different affinities, those being technologically, biologically, and empathetically attuned. Technologically attuned can create electrical fields. Biologically attuned can draw energy of the living world among them. And empathetically attuned can make other Kellashee stronger and more capable of doing greater tasks. And with that, there's not a whole lot else to say about this species without going too terribly into detail. It was a lot of fun educating y'all about the Kellashee, and I learned a lot too just by doing the research for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed learning about this species, and this gave you the inspiration to create your own Kellashee. I'm sure Aya would greatly appreciate it, and would be more than welcome to let you into their tribe. You know the rest though, drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date with this series. I plan on making several more videos like this, and I can't wait to get to work on them. But this is all for now. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.